This is the beginning of a series on Parshat HaShavua, on the weekly reading from the Torah. And we start this week with Bereishit, in the beginning. But what does in the beginning actually mean? Rashi points out that it doesn't mean at the very start of everything. It means when, in time, a process began. Like, for example, when a king begins his reign. There were plenty of reigns before the king. And one of the challenges of translating the Torah is incorporating all the different possible meanings. So we look at the Torah from, shall we say, a historical or a literal point of view, but really there are so many different levels on which it has to be understood. For example, on the mystical level, if you take the words literally, they mean Bereishit bara Elokim, the beginning created God. How does that make sense? Well, the Kabbalah tells us that originally there was Ein Sof. There was God who has always been there, eternal, totally non-physical. And there's no way in which we human beings can relate to something totally non-physical. And so God created Ein Sof, created Elokim, God, as the means of finding a way of relating something totally spiritual to something physical. So, Bereishit bara Elokim, Ein Sof, created God, out of whom the world was created. And so everything in this world is made up of physical and spiritual. And this is what we human beings were designed to lock into, to understand, something that the animal, the purely physical, just doesn't get. So, when we look at a phrase like the opening line of the Torah, it's trying to tell us not just of a moment in history. It's not trying to tell us even just of a process. It's trying to tell us that we live in a world that's made up of the physical and the spiritual, and in order to fulfill our potential, we have to achieve a unity of both of those. In secular parlance, it would be holistic, that we involve the mind and the body, but in our case, we involve the Spirit of God in our physical world. Shavua Tov.